Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to the Venusian Light Tarot. So today we are here to do a specific message for a specific group of people in the collective. So if you do feel pulled in any kind of way to the title, to the thumbnail, if this reading pops up randomly, then it could be for you. But of course, just take what resonates. It's not going to be for everyone. So as usual, I'm going to go over what I picked up on and channeled into, and then we'll open up more, pull some more cards, and go from there. If there will be an extended, I'll have it linked down below. Okay, so this message here today does feel to be an urgent message, and I don't do them often, but whenever Spirit does channel this information in this kind of like urgent way, then I will deliver that message here. So it feels like this is the reason that this message is urgent for this group of people is actually more of a positive urgency. It feels like when I first tapped into this, I was just being shown the word yes with an exclamation mark. And then I was being shown this vision of you as the viewer kind of just floating. It looked like you were just floating very peacefully. And then they showed me what looked to be like a curtain that was being ripped open. And they showed me like certain things or many different things falling into place, almost like something falling in different areas of your life in the exact right place. And I was hearing everything in its right place. I believe that's a song also by Radiohead. And it feels like this is a message for someone. They kept saying, yes, yes, it's happening. Yes, you can sense this. Yes, you can trust yourself. And the way that you're going to know if this resonates with you is because you've been having an intuitive feeling about something coming, something exciting. So this doesn't feel to be for a group of people who are like in a low place right now, or if you're not feeling very hopeful or full of anticipation, then this wouldn't be for you, because this definitely feels like it's for a group of you. Yes, you may have some doubts right now, and that's a part of the message here. But the reason it's coming through is because it's almost like Spirit's giving you permission when this reading finds you, and you've manifested this as well. It feels like this is a direct message from yourself to yourself to say that it's okay to trust in the good things that you feel coming or something specific. And of course, everyone's going to be at different places. For a lot of you, this does feel to be actually about love. It feels like either you can sense that there's a love about to enter your life, which definitely feels like is the case. But for those of you who are not single, or if that's not something that you want, it's also maybe even like an important person or friend entering your life. It also feels like or it's something connected to just this like fire in the belly. And I kept getting like a burning sensation in the sacral chakra. And that's how you'll also maybe know is you've been feeling like a burning, not in like a negative way, but it's just like something is being stirred up in your sacral chakra. And for most of you here who are going to resonate, it's like you can feel this. And even if you can't define exactly like what is this that's coming in that's going to make me very happy, or what is this excitement, you can definitely sense it. And again, the reason that Spirit's saying this is urgent is because there's no more need to doubt yourself. And so it almost feels like the more open you are and receptive right now to this timeline, the better. There's nothing else for you to question at this point. And so it's just kind of just to confirm that, yes, this is accurate, or yes, you're on point. And this card was actually at the bottom here to believe in the impossible. And that's definitely how this feels. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Emotions are running high is actually beneath this. So it feels like, and I think this has been coming up, but this is intensifying. And it feels like for this group, I don't normally get time frames, but we did have within 3 months. And also this springtime card flew out as well from here. So if you are finding it, I'm posting this in February of 2026. So if you are finding it before the spring here, in the Northern Hemisphere, just wherever you are, but from where I'm channeling it from, this definitely feels like within the next few weeks, the next 3 months, there's going to be a lot of rapid changes coming in, and kind of like solidifying this experience or this timeline that's coming through. And I was also being shown a hawk before that hawk actually flew out of the deck that was like circling around and about to land. And that's how this energy feels. It's almost like it's on the tip of the tongue, or it's very full of anticipation, which is why you could be sensing a lot in your physical body. Maybe you're feeling this excitement or giddiness, or you're feeling something, maybe that you know what this is. Maybe there's a person around you right now, or there's just something about this excitement. And it feels like this is to say that with this card here, another reason why this is reaching you is because you are currently receiving a lot of instructions, as they called it. And there's I think that's a dragonfly that just flew by. So dragonfly could be a message here for someone, but it's almost like I was hearing instructions are being given, follow the signs. And they kept showing me a lantern and like little tea candles kind of that were guiding the way for you. So whatever is going to come up in this reading today could give you a lot of important information or instructions, because it almost feels like it's been dropped down to you, or this message has been sent down to you to assist you in preparing. It's like you're preparing your vessel, you're preparing your home, you're preparing your energy to receive this beautiful experience or experiences. So there's a lot of blessings, or a particular specific blessing coming in, and this kind of curtain is about to be ripped open to reveal it. Another message I was receiving here is I was being shown tears being wiped away. And I think that's another layer to this here. I was hearing an offer that's going to lift your heart and lift the heaviness. And that could be why some of you are feeling a bit doubtful, or part of why this is urgent is because it feels like you're meant to trust that that you deserve good, or that you're allowed to receive, or something about giving yourself permission to believe this. Some of you might even feel like you're a bit delusional in believing that something really good can happen to you right now, or that you can sense this coming, but you can't explain it. So then you may think that you're just imagining it. And this message is definitely here to bring you that confirmation that you're not just imagining it. And it feels like this is going to be an experience or experiences that are going to wipe away a lot of heaviness and tears, as they called it. For some specifically, you may have had a hard time recently walking away from something else, or you've been carrying a lot of heavy burdens here. And it feels like they showed me like a little spirit in the corner of this message throughout the whole reading. And it feels like for someone, this is directly sent to you by a specific guide, a specific ancestor, was really coming through strongly. So whoever you may personally connect to, if that resonates, you don't have to know who it is, but it feels like they showed me this little spirit in the corner. And it felt like one singular spirit that had like a bell in their hand. And I was hearing something about listen to the bell, or listen when we ring the bell. And it just feels like there's a certain ancestor or guide that really wants to see you very happy right now, or really wants to send you this. It just keeps coming through like pushy or urgent, like please believe that something that this can happen, or please believe that you are going to hear the call to this invitation, or you're going to receive the good news that you're waiting for, or this person's going to pop up in your life soon, or something like that. And it feels like those kind of things falling in the right place is what's coming through. So you don't have to ask any more questions. You don't have to try to piece things together. You don't have to try to put the puzzle together. It just feels like the answer is already yes. And all you have to do here now is just trust and follow the signs and the guidance that you're receiving to lead you here. And I think a big part of it is also being playful and dropping the burdens of whatever you're carrying, and just the pressure that you're putting on yourself, or it's almost like I feel some of you here they're showing me, I think this came up recently too, but it's almost like you're outgrowing your skin, or you're outgrowing your energy field in a way to where now you're growing too large in light. You're expanding too greatly to fit into that old version of yourself that used to question what you were deserving of. And so you might be finding that you're going through a process of really like shedding and dismantling a lot of beliefs that you've had for a while about having to carry the heaviness of life, or having to carry the burdens for other people, or having to shut yourself off from happiness and playfulness and love. And it just feels like for the collective, for a lot of the collective, as we're entering into this kind of like new, this fire horse, year of the fire horse is starting to, it just feels like there's so much enthusiasm and excitement and fire. But also it feels like it's the kind of chapter to really receive what you're deserving of. And it just feels like there's nothing left to do here but to just float, and to trust yourself. And there is most definitely, if this reading aligns with you, going to be a victory definitely within the next few months, when it comes to this. And so yeah, we'll channel a bit more into it here. I was also hearing, how clear do we need to be? And that's why they're saying it like this. Like maybe some of you specifically have been receiving, because for some I'm hearing that's the case. You've been receiving messages or nudges or hints, whether it's in the form of signs or synchronicities, or just something kind of in your body, or you've been feeling an energy brewing. And then it's like every time it comes up, you kind of doubt it, or you kind of unconsciously push it away, or don't believe that you're actually receiving that sign correctly, because you're very plugged in right now to receiving these downloads, but you might be mistaking them as illusion, or it's not happening. And I'm hearing, yes, it is happening. So I feel like Spirit has been very clear with this group of people. Your guides have been very clear. Your body, your intuition has been very clear. And you would know the difference between, there's a difference between, I don't feel like that's for that same group of people. This is more for the group of you that know that you're in a good place within yourself here. It's not that you're feeding into a delusion about something specific. That's not what this is here. If this feels like it's an excitement that is feeling very warm in your sacral chakra especially. So let's get a bit more here. I did pick up on a few specifics. These don't have to resonate, but there's a definite feeling of the sacral chakra. So if you've been having any sensations, or especially this like burning or heat in the sacral chakra, then this could be for you. If you have been receiving a lot of downloads, if you've been receiving a lot of downloads or hearing messages from Spirit or in your dreams, but most of all, it's like an intuitive sensation that you can't really place. Maybe it's like a clairsentient feeling, like you can't really explain it, you just feel it. Also, I was hearing something about sparkles, or what lights you up, or what makes you feel alive. Maybe you've been feeling really happy or sparkly, or there's just this feeling of following the light, following the sparkles. Also, something about signs through music specifically. That could be how Spirit's been communicating. Maybe you've been getting signs through songs and lyrics about what's about to happen, or when you put the puzzle together, even if you're not fully believing in it, it's like you're going to notice that you're actually right now tapping into your future self or your future timeline in a way that is dropping hints to you about what's about to happen in your life, which will be different for everyone. Maybe you've been hearing certain like love songs, for example, or it just feels like something is shifted in the things you're attracting or the music you're listening to, things like that for somebody. Also, I was seeing a vision of fault lines that were shifting, and it almost looked like, like a crack in a rock, or like a fault line. And that kind of feels like what's happening here, and why this message is reaching you, to give you this guideline or answer to what you're about to shift onto, this path you're about to shift onto. But more importantly, the confirmation of your inner knowing is what this message is. So if that kind of sounds like it resonates with you so far, let's go ahead and open up and see a little bit more of what Spirit wants to say here. So what else do you want to say, Spirit, for this group of people who are going to resonate? Okay, so they're showing me and actually they're pointing to this card here, an intense healing and activation is occurring. they're showing me like you're being cleansed from the inside out. So that could resonate with somebody. Maybe there's like an intense detoxification process you're going through, either because you're eating certain foods or taking certain herbs, or it's just something energetically. For most of you, that's what it feels to be. There's like an energetic release here. I'm also hearing you could be having disruptive sleep cycles, or you may be sleeping less or sleeping more. And all of this is, it's a bit of like a quantum message here that I'm receiving, but it's almost like they're showing me like wires that are hooked up to you. This is just how they're showing it, that are emitting new frequencies to your body that you're adjusting to right now. There's like a frequency adjustment taking place, and that could be kind of a period of time that you're going through now, or in the next 3 months or so. It may feel a little bit intense at times as you adjust to this. I'm hearing the dark spots of doubt are being healed. And they're showing this is connected here to this 8 of Cups reversed at the bottom was here, and the 2 of Wands, and the burdens. So it feels like for this group of you, you might be sensing that there's a lot of like distortion or darkness or wounds that you're kind of like healing, or like, they're showing it being stitched up. Like there's just a few left or something, or there's just kind of some dark spots, as they're calling it, that your guides are working closely, especially this one like ancestor, it feels like here, who's working very closely with you to, yeah, I feel like I'm going to title this maybe the specific ancestor, because, or it could be a guide, but they're showing me that they're sending you very clear signals as to what they're helping you clear right now. But even it may not be clear to everyone, depending on how you interpret those messages or how open you are or intuitive. For some of you, you know exactly, like you're very intuitive, so you know exactly like what's happening day to day, or the things that are happening around you or in your body. But others of you might not be as aware of it, so they want to confirm that what's been happening for you right now is that you're receiving like the next steps, or how to navigate this process, like the instructions, as they said, from this guide, so that you can finally get rid of that like last bit of like doubt or worry or burdens or things that you've been holding on to. And for some, I'm hearing this goes very deep, connected to maybe what you've been carrying from your ancestors and for family, or the pressures you've had on you. This even could definitely be inner child, where you've been like carrying a lot of heaviness for a while. And this specific guide wants to work with you here so that you can really begin to introduce so much more joy and playfulness and love, and perhaps meeting your true soulmate, your divine counterpart here, a deep, fulfilling soul connection that a lot of you are deserving of, and that is what you're manifesting right now. And that's what it feels like here. And I think it keeps kind of circling back to the beginning, and the main part of this message and the main urgency is just, there's just nothing left. And I feel like I've said this recently too, or I feel like it's been coming up. There's like nothing left to do here. There's nothing left to question. It's just, you're already in flow. You're already on track. It just feels like this is more of a message to stop doubting the signs. And it feels urgent because it's not that you can miss it, but it just feels like it's urgent in the sense of, it's like you're supposed to you're at this point of like needing to trust more in yourself this time around. So what else? I'm saying something about chamomile for somebody. The herb chamomile. Yeah, we have don't let your past hold you back. They're showing me for somebody specific. I'm seeing, again, there's a lot of like messages coming through of like scanning of the body, or aura cleansing, or like deep work on the body that you may not be aware of right now, or it could be happening when you're sleeping and things like that. But they're showing me something is being brought up, and I'm seeing like it's something from the past, or it's something inside of yourself. And it's being brought up, and it's being put like under a microscope, they're showing. And it feels like, again, this is very like it's a quantum level here. And it feels like you're examining this, or your higher self is examining this, definitely your spirit team. And it's almost like this is being brought up because, again, I don't really feel like there's much that you should be doing right now except for just following the signs of where you're being led and resisting the temptation to kind of dive back into old patterns, or to believe in the fear more so than the belief that things can truly get better for you. So it feels like some of you could be experiencing that, where something is being brought up right now, or will be brought up a bit, to almost be examined as they're showing it, and then let go of. Yeah, I'm hearing something like, yeah, see, they really want to say there's a win-win, there's a victory coming in. I'm hearing something like, we're trying to get you to focus in the right direction, which seems to be circling back to the same message here. It feels like, because for some of you, there could be a group of you watching this where, for the most part, it seems like you're on track, but maybe sometimes because they're showing me like you're spinning around, and then instead of focusing on the correct downloads, like from the intuition and from these feelings of the excitement, there can be a tendency to start focusing on the fear again, or the ego mind creeping back in from the past. And then it kind of like, it sort of like spins you off cycle. And so this message is why it's being sent to you, is so that you can continue to receive the correct messages, or stay on the correct path, because you're so close to this victory. You're so close to what you're asking for, or this beautiful encounter. And it feels like there could be some action on your part that needs to be taken. Take that if that resonates. You would know what that might be. It doesn't have to be like towards a person. It could be action to follow this, because it feels like there's that burning again, that spark in the sacral chakra that can't be denied, that that's where you belong, or this is what I need to focus on, or this is the kinds of situations or people that I should be pouring my attention into. And the signs are very clear. Let's see what else. For some, it could also be that something is coming towards you as well. That could be another way to look at this here too. There could be something or someone that is also coming towards you, and that could be what you're sensing in the air, that you're about to meet this person or hear from this person, because it does feel there's a person or people also involved in this. And as a side note here, I'm also hearing that your energy at this moment is very magnetic. And so that could also be that this is how you're attracting these things in. And the more centered and magnetic you stay in your own frame and in your own energy, that's also some guidance. We have woman holding a coin. I'm hearing your fate is protected. 6th chakra, the third eye chakra, and something flew on the ground. The man holding a coin. At the bottom, I'm seeing we have the thinking man, and we have angel of love beneath that. Again, here we have the 6th chakra. That's what you're sensing. For some of you here, Again, I don't know what it is for everyone, but it feels like something is it's like tingles, or something is tingling here. Like you can feel it. It could be involving, I definitely feel like there is a connection for a lot of you involved here. Let me get a little bit more. Here's patience at the bottom. Yeah, they're showing me like an assembly line, and I'm seeing like lots of like guides, other dimensional beings coming through in this message here. I'm seeing like an assembly line, and they're not humans, but they're like putting things together on this assembly line. And that's what was coming through with the curtain. Like things are about to be placed together, everything in its right place. So there's a certain amount of like adjusting and divine orchestration that is happening, that they're showing like you can feel this in ripples, in waves, in tingles. But what's actually happening is that you're picking up on this timeline developing, if that makes sense. Like you're almost picking up on like it's a premonition or it's a future event that's taking place. And for a lot of you, again, I feel like this does involve at least a partnership, even if it's friendship or if it's a partnership moving forward, or if it's a new person. That's a big part of it. You can kind of sense that, and Spirit's saying that what's actually happening is that the pieces are being put together behind the scenes, and you're starting to see it. You're starting to feel that take shape. So you're picking it up intuitively. Because we have Libra here, and we also have the woman and the man holding a coin. So there's something balancing about a partner or a partnership. So these cards flew out here. We have uproot bad habits. We have ego death and the labyrinth of life. Destined for greatness. Awaken love. It is safe for you to love. Don't let fear or insecurity stop you from giving and receiving unconditional love. Yeah. And these are at the bottom here. Closed doors are blessings, and what you will continue will allow. With this 8 of Cups reversed and the 2 of Wands, this is that kind of like past timeline, or this ego, because with the ego death, some of you actually could be going through an ego death, whether you realize it or not. And that's why this message here wants to almost like, I keep seeing green lights, like they want to give you a green light, not a yellow light or a red light, or not to question the green lights. Like follow the right signs, follow the right intuitive feelings. Whatever tries to kind of pull you back here with this closed door, or if it's just connected to like whatever this is from the past, it's more of doubt. I keep getting like doubt, or it's like not even here anymore. It's just more of a disbelief that this could happen for you. Or sometimes that may creep in. For some reason, I'm seeing somebody wearing Nike shoes. I will get some confirmations here at the end. And we will do an extended. I think for this, I'm just going to flow with some more cards and just see what other details we can get. We'll get some specifics. We'll get some, just see what exactly is coming in here next. But let's just get a few more for here. Anything else, Spirit, you want to say? I just heard something shifted around autumn. So, yeah, there's definitely a man here involved for a lot of you. because if you're not a man, you can swap it. It could be a woman or whoever. It feels like it's somebody who's entering your life or is in your life. So we'll see more about that in the extended here too, but maybe something about the past autumn. I don't know, something shifted. Yeah, we have the number 1, rabbits. Anything else you want to say, Spirit, about this message today? For the viewers, what do they need to know? And we have a woman. So yeah, we have a man, a woman, a man, and a woman. Stepping stones, the process of arrival. And they keep showing me that third eye. It's like there's a mysterious feeling here of someone's being guided by their intuition towards this. In the background, for someone very specific, I'm not exactly sure what this is, but for somebody, there's almost like a lower temptation, either because for those of you who this is about a connection that's coming in or is in your life now, there's almost like a lower like temptation for one or both people that is intentionally or unintentionally trying to derail this future path. And if this is about you here, look at this light at the top of her head. That's the same feeling I'm getting. And this, in this picture here, her head is covered by this flower, so it looks like she can't see. So there's something here about, again, follow the right signs or follow the right path. There could be like some interference that's in the way here, connected to whether it's a person from the past or it's just it feels almost like I can't get this energy here. Like it's thoughts that are circling that are not relevant anymore for somebody. So it's like fear that this could happen or that this could go wrong. It could be on the other person's side too, or both people. Whatever it is, it just feels like this is why Spirit's dropping in here with the hawk to say, follow to the path of love right now. Follow the path towards your highest love, and your intuition will not steer you wrong. And if you have come out of another cycle, you're about to find victory with something new here, or this some sort of win-win outcome that's going to show you that this was a victory. And it is 33:33 on the timer. I just felt guided to look up, and it was 33:33. So let's just get a final message here. And then we'll go to the extended and just try to get some more specifics for all of this. And then I'll get some confirmations at the end of how you might know that this is for you. Is there any final message here, Spirit, that you want the viewers to know? For someone, it could, because I can't really tell here, it could be opposite for some of you, where this man holding a coin is something from the past. And if that's the case, then you can apply it the other way to where there is a win-win with that, and maybe you're being guided towards a better path for yourself. Let's see. Because I keep seeing antennas at the top of someone's head, and I'm hearing, listen to the signs, listen to the signs. So whoever this is definitely receiving signs. Whoever this is for. There's a solution. Yeah, what's brewing is so much better than what you're holding on to. And here's temptation at the bottom. Yeah, there is some kind of trickery or interference that has come in here with that Page of Swords in reverse, but I don't really think... How can we summarize this here, Spirit? What's the main thing you want them to know then, to clear any confusion? What's the main thing you want to say for the viewers that this is going to resonate with? Okay, I'm seeing somebody crushing a can, and I'm hearing let what needs to fall, or something, or let the tower fall. So maybe there's different groups of you. Take it where it applies. I don't know what that is, that tower or this past. I'm not sure if it's just memories or this ego death, or if it's something connected to an actual situation that you're receiving a lot of signs about, that you need to let that go or let that old way die. What's the final thing you want to say? Yeah, it feels like that interference like stepped into the way here. Breakthrough. Yes, see, it wasn't coming through like this earlier. There's something here that is trying to interfere. So one more card for this victory then. What is the victory for the viewer? What is the victory? What is this yes? Yeah, so there's something now that's come through. I don't know if like a specific group of people that we're channeling now. It just feels like it kind of overtook the reading. I'm not sure where this is coming from, but it feels like that could be why the message came through. Follow the signs. Maybe that's why this is coming up as urgent. Follow the signs. The instructions are being given. Listen to spirit. Tears being wiped away. So if that is for a specific group of you, you already know what you need to do to remove yourself from something else, or to allow yourself to heal from what maybe happened in the past to you, or what was brought up, what was rejected here. Something needs to be released from your system, and Spirit's trying to intervene so that they can bring you the right path, so that they can really drop your victory kind of in here, or to bring you this new situation or this love into your life that you deserve. But there does have to be a like, Spirit can't force us to do something. So if that is for some of you watching, you may need to take a little bit of time to take a different perspective on why this is difficult right now for you, or why you're not believing in the good that's trying to enter your life, or a higher kind of love, or things like that. But if that's not for everyone, then that could just be for, this could just be for a specific group of people. For others of you, it could be something else. but it does feel like the energy kind of got a little muddied here. So yeah, an offer that will lift your heart. So it's like Spirit's trying to lift someone's heart up, trying to get you out of this. And with the third eye, there will be, the right answer will always come from your intuition. Yeah, here it is. The answers you need are coming. So it could be like by June, because next 3 months, that could be something like that by June time period. But yeah, we'll go over to the extended and get much more in depth and see any specifics that come through here. But let's just see if there's anything I can channel for confirmations for how you would know that this is for you. This doesn't have to resonate, but if there's any confirmations, how would the viewers know that this is for them? Someone could be wearing white right now. Something about clenching the jaw. So yeah, this feels like it could be, for some of you watching, it's like you've had, there's been like troubles with releasing tension or anger, or the past may come back and sort of creep back in here and cause you to doubt yourself or doubt love. Maybe some of you could benefit from releasing tension in the jaw. Yeah, someone here could be feeling a little bit of a struggle lately. Again, it feels like the energy has switched somehow, like at the end of this reading. So I don't know, again, if I'm just picking up on like a different group of people here, because it didn't feel this way in the beginning, but I guess that could be a message here too. If you do have somebody negative around you, or if this cycle that you're familiar with, like going back to, there could be, because I'm just seeing now someone who's just not happy at all, and they're just walking around a little bit angry, but it didn't feel like that earlier. So if there is somebody like that in your energy field, or if you notice that you become that way when you start to go backwards or surround yourself with a certain person or people, that could be a sign here for you, because it almost feels like I'm a little irritated now. How would the viewers know this is for them? Someone could have gone hiking recently, especially like a long hike, or yeah. I'm seeing 555. So I'm actually just going to leave this reading here. I'm going to kind of cleanse this energy a little bit, and then we'll go over to the extended and see. We'll try to focus on you here and what's coming in next, and sort of get out of the old energy that creeped in here. So I'll have the links down below to the extended if you're interested, and I hope that this could find who is meant for. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and I'll talk to you all over in the extended or in the next reading. Take care and lots of love.